Okay, what we got here is a HZJ75 Landcruiser, it's a 94. Doesn't have full drive, it's broken, so we're going to try and work out what the problem is. So, first steps we'll do is, we've got it on the hoist at the moment, we'll stick it in full drive and do a few tests. Okay, so we need to engage full drive. So down here on the wheels, there's a freewheeling hub. It says free lock, and this locks your wheel to your axle. Tree diff, tree transfer. So they need to be in on both sides. We go inside the cab. And just with your normal 5-speed, let's put it in first gear. Down here is your full drive stick. It's high 2, high 4, neutral, and all the way across this low 4. And that's for your transfer case. So that's high 2, pull it 1 back, high 4. Okay, so now we've got full drive engaged. We'll lift it up on the hoist and have a look underneath. Okay, now that we got it up on the hoist, we're just going to spin some wheels and see what happens. We're going to be looking at that drive shaft under there, so spinning this tyre, drive shaft isn't moving. Spinning this wheel, drive shaft still isn't turning. Just grab this drive shaft, give it a wriggle. Yep, it feels solid, so it's driving through the transfer case, and we'll know that when we spin one of these wheels, rear ones. So, because it's in gear, it's spinning all them wheels. That drive shaft's moving. And the front one's moving also. So that tells us we got drive through our gearbox, through our transfer case, through the rear and front outputs, all the way to this front diff. So we've got drive to that. But none of these axles are driving, so it could be in the diff, or it could be in these freewheeling hubs that are more likely to break. So we'll rip one off, have a look. Okay, something else I've noticed is this freewheeling hub is very tight. I can't even turn it, so it's actually, yeah, it's stuck on lock. So what you need to do to undo it is a 10mm socket and undo these six bolts here. I'm just going to rip them off with the rubber band. Okay, it's sort of springing apart back out now. So something probably going on with this. It's actually all still together. circlips in there really loose. I'm gonna just move that drive shaft, the front one, and see what happens. Okay, when I move that drive shaft is moving, so we might have a problem with the hub. So what we'll do is we'll take this, the next bit of the freewheeling hub off. Now there's a snap ring around the axle. We'll just pull that off. Now you got to undo these 6 12mm nuts. They have tapered washers around them, so just crack the nuts off a little bit. Even on there, so you protect the threads. Okay, now I've got aluminium drift. We're just going to hit the end of these to hopefully pop these tapered collets off. Yeah. There's a nut, a washer, and a tapered collet, and that's what the tapered collet looks like. Okay, so we'll pull this hub off. That centre bit come out. It's actually not meant to. Circlip's still on it. Or the snap ring's still on it, so it shouldn't come out of there. It should be locked in there. For that, it's just must be all flogged out. Okay, so I'll pull the other side off. And the freewheeling hub bit is broken, that engage, that's what it should look like. With the engagement gear on it. This one's actually just sheared it off. Snapped it, it's stuck in the hub. So what we'll have to do is probably get some new freewheeling hubs and replace them. They're not that expensive. Okay, so we found a couple things wrong with this. One is engagement gear just falls out of the freewheeling hub. So that's plugged out. This is a new one. See, that's tight in there. And it also spins freely, but that's the snap ring that holds it on in the back. And on the other side, the engagement gear for the freewheeling hub was broken off, and it's actually jammed in there. That's what a new one's meant to look like. So this bit here is broken and jammed in the other side. We've actually got new ones to replace it, so we'll fit them up. So we're just going to start the reassembly process. If there's any old gasket on this surface, just clean it off. There's 6 studs and 2 dowels. So your gasket will look like that. Make sure you get the dowels lined up properly. Just slide that on. As you assemble it, just put a little bit of wheel bearing grease on that spline. It'll help engage and disengage easily. These new hubs come with a little bit of grease in them, but I'm just going to put a bit more around those sliding surfaces. That just simply slides on. Make sure you line the dowels up. Dowels can't go all the way through, those go into the housing. Studs go all the way through. You can turn the wheel a bit and get it lined up and in properly. Now I like to put the snap ring on next into the axle. These actually do have an 8mm thread on them, so if you get an 8mm bolt you can actually pull that axle out a little bit, hold pressure on it so you can get the snap ring in easier. Snap ring just goes over like that. Find the groove, rotate it a bit so it's tight in there. A little bit of a push. Leave the bolt in there, you'll in and out. Snap rings in there. You got a tapered collet, a flat washer, and a nut go on each one. So I just nip them up with the rattle gun and tighten them up with a ratchet. Okay, once they're all nipped up, so that's the engaging gear, and this it pushes it out, pushes in, it's on slides. There is all these have 2 teeth on them, but opposite ones, one set has just a big gap, and that's to line that little tab up, which holds onto the gear. So make sure that one goes in that one. Just put a little bit extra grease on it before I install it. Line that tab up with the one with the gap in it. Sometimes you gotta rotate the wheel a little bit so they're all lined up. 6 10mm heads. So just knit these up with a ratchet, and they're only a 6mm thread, so you can break these quite easily. Okay, I move the wheel free, it's in the free position, make sure it slides easy to the lock position. And back to free, move the wheel a little bit, makes it easier. So we'll leave it in free for the moment. I'll go and do the exact same thing to the other side. One thing I didn't show you on this side was the gasket for the engagement. It's just like that. It's got the same cutouts, gap in one, gap goes on that one. It just simply slides over like that, and it was already on there. So it's like that. Okay, now we'll go through our test procedure again. So we'll put them from free to lock, both sides. Free to lock, clockwise is lock. Okay, now we'll rotate the tyres and see what happens. Okay, as we rotate it backwards and forwards, that drive shaft is moving. It is in gear, so the engine's sort of holding it still, but so if we move this wheel, the opposite wheel should move the opposite way because it's going through the diff. This one, you can feel it moving the other side. When we shake it, it moves the drive shaft forward and back. So I'll let the car down. I'll take it out of here. Move some more. take the gear stick out, put it in neutral, leave the transfer case in high 4. Okay, I've just put a jack stand on the opposite wheel. I'm just going to let it down till the tyre touches it. Like that. That should just stop that wheel from turning. And now I'll spin the opposite wheel and we should get drive. So rest of the wheels. So it's a limited slip in the back. That's why both wheels are turning. Rear drive shaft's turning. Front drive shaft is turning. If we had a diff locker in the front, we wouldn't have to stop one of them wheels and go around to the back wheels and turn them as well. Drive shafts moving throughout. So now we'll have full drive again. So just to recap, that was a quick diagnosis and repair of the 4-wheel drive system on 75 series Landcruiser. Freewheeling hubs were damaged, so we swapped them out.